What's up, guys? This is a UU match against the one and only Sara Pipher. Um, at first, it was gonna be OU, and she was like, "I don't really want to do OU. I can just bring a team of UU pokes." And I was like, "I'm not gonna sit here and have an OU team while you have a UU team. I'm gonna see if I can make mine UU as well." And I do have a Salic Berry Charizard, but she said that's okay, especially since she just used a Roat Berry, and I was fine with that. So she's like, hell, whatever, go ahead and use your Salic Berry. So all I have to really change to make my team UU is get rid of Skarmory and get rid of Dugtrio. But I wasn't really planning on using Skarmory anyway, so that was no big deal. I had Zapdos in there. And so to get rid of Dugtrio, I just replaced it with a Medicham. So she sends out Arbok as her lead, getting off Intimidate, looking to trick Sticky Hold, but at this time I didn't realize Sticky Barb, trying to trick Sticky Barb. But at this time I didn't realize what she was doing, and so I just fake out to see if she wants to stay in, and she does want to stay in, so she's got damage from Sticky Barb there, and I'm pretty sure I can outspeed, and so I'm just praying Zen Headbutt will hit it, and it does. It doesn't miss, and it gets the KO right away. So now she's going to threaten me out with a Hitmonlee, and I'm not going to be able to do anything to that. I'm pretty sure it does have a higher base speed, and Medicham is pretty slow, so I know I can't outspeed it, most likely, and Bullet Punch isn't going to do anything, especially after that Intimidate. So she just goes straight for a Fake Out, and even with a normal gym and a crit, it's not even going to put me at half health. And this turn she goes for a Stone Edge, and that still won't even put me at half health, and that'll allow me to easily get off a Confuse Ray. I like to get off Confuse Ray, whether they stay in or they switch. It's just always good. Whether they're going to switch out, it's good that they're confused. Whether they're going to stay in, it's good that they're confused. So I go for a Recover this turn just in case she hits with a Stone Edge. I'm going to be able to recover that off. But she hurts herself in Confusion. And so this turn, I'm thinking, you know what, I should probably start going offensive now. And so I go for a Scald, looking to either get a burn or get a KO, just get some damage on it. And she goes for a Stone Edge, doesn't do a whole lot to Milotic. And I go for a Scald, and that will KO from there. I did get a crit. Not sure if it mattered. I'm not really worried about if it mattered or not. If it would have lived, it wouldn't have been able to really live up to anything else. So now that Dusclops comes in, I know Will-O-Wisp is coming, and my first initial thought is to go to Umbreon to synchronize, but I'm like, no, I can go to Charizard. It doesn't affect Charizard, and possibly I can start my sweep. I really do want to sweep with this Charizard because I have not yet. I've only had one battle with it. This is my second. So the first turn I go for a sub, hoping that it's not going to Nightshade or anything. And she switches out to Umbreon, so I get off my free sub. And that means pretty much from here, Charizard is going to sweep her entire team. After a Belly Drum, I reach just over 1,000 attack. And I also, with a Salic Berry now, I outspeed everything in the OU tier, since that's what I prepare all my Pokemon for. It'll outspeed everything in the OU tier that's not Scarfed or boosts their speed in some way. So this turn, she straight up goes for an Encore and Belly Drum. And she can't do anything to me because she has no attacks, and I'm behind a sub. So she sets up her own sub and just keeps encoring my Belly Drum. And I really don't know what to do about it. At first, I'm just going to keep Belly Drumming until the Encore wears off. And then I realized that it can just keep endlessly encoring me into Belly Drum. And so I'm thinking, you know what, eventually I'm going to run out of Belly Drum PP, in which case I don't know if it's the right timing. I don't know if she'll be able to Encore me again. Like if I run out of PP right as Encore ends, I don't know if she'll be able to Encore me again and I'll be able to switch moves, or I don't know if it'll Encore me into Struggle. I don't know what's going to happen, but Charizard isn't going to do a whole lot for me if it does not sweep here, so I'm like, whatever. doesn't make a difference to me. I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. And so it encores and then switches out to bi-barrel. And, you know, it's kind of interesting that she's running a bi-barrel. But I have to belly drum again as it uses water full. And then my encore ends this turn. So I was really glad. And I'm hoping it doesn't pack Aqua Jet. And she's like, nope, not on bi-barrel. I don't have Aqua Jet. So I'm like, oh crap, you have it on something else? And then I'd like quickly look through her team and see that she doesn't have it on anything else. Nothing else can get it. So with 1,000 attack, I'm going to be able to one-hit KO with Earthquake. And in comes Whimsicott, and it goes for Leech Seed, which hits. But, you know, if I'm going to be killing everything else in one hit, who really cares? And then I accidentally misclick and hit Earthquake, and I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Really? And so, of course, I'm going to get encored into Earthquake, and I'm not going to be doing anything. That really would have ended the game. I'm so mad at myself for misclicking there. Would have had my Charizard sweep, everything would have been good. Man, that was ridiculous. So anyway, I get off another encore. At least I'm doing some pretty good damage to her Whimsicott. And, of course, it's getting lefties. And this is a max HP Charizard, so it's getting some good health back from it as well. And so now I go in for Medicham, and I'm going to fake out first turn. But she predicts that and goes to Dusclops, which was very well done. And I don't want this thing burnt. I don't think I can one-hit KO it with Zen Headbutt. Don't know what's going on there. So I just go to Umbreon to get to Synchronize and get Dusclops burnt because a little bit of residual damage will do me well. And so I'm going to be able to Heal Bell that off. And she's going to withdraw that and go to her Whimsicott as I Heal Bell. And I know from experience Torkoal can do very well against Whimsicott, and it pretty much just won't lose. It really can't lose. So even with its one-turn setup, it's still not going to be able to do anything to Torkoal. And so I send that in, and she goes for the Leech Seed. And so right away, I'm just going to go for the Rapid Spin. And I was really, really, really surprised here because she just switches straight out to Dusclops predicting the Rapid Spin. And most people don't really predict that, but she has been doing a whole lot of NU lately, and with how good Torkoal is in OU, I can only assume that he's pretty much abused in NU, so I guess that would be a fairly easy prediction for her to make, but that thought process didn't really go through my head. And so I know that Dusclops can't do a whole lot to Torkoal. I know it can Nightshade, but that's not going to do a whole great amount. And so I'm going to be able to get up a Stealth Rock. So now I don't want to keep his health up with Leech Seed. It's just hurting me. And, you know, it's not a battle that I like to be in. So I'm just going to switch right out to Zapdos. And I'm predicting he's not going to use Will-O-Wisp this turn, which is what I was hoping for. And so now I'm going to be able to sub on a predicted Will-O-Wisp. And then I'm going to be able to start T-bolting it to death. And so I sub this turn. And it uses Will-O-Wisp exactly like I thought it would. And she's messaged me. She's like, oh, cool, you run sub on your Zapdos too. I was like, yep, no other way to do it unless you're going to be baton passing. I just love defensive Zapdos. I don't think I have a fully offensive Zapdos. I mean, my baton pass one does have max special attack, so, I mean, it could go offense, but it's not really made for offense. But I'm like, yep, Zapdos is a great physical wall, and that's what I use it for. So, of course, I'm going to be running sub. And so now I go for a Thunderbolt, and it's asleep, and she misclicks, and she's like, oh, crap, misclick. She was looking for a sleep talk, but she's like, you know what, I probably would have got rest anyway with my luck. So I'm like, whatever. and she's asleep again. This time she does click sleep talk, and I do believe she gets off a nightshade, and that will break my sub. And this turn she's going to wake up, and I'm going to go for another sub just in case she wants to will-o-wisp again. But she wakes up and just goes for another nightshade, which was a good play. And so this turn, I'm like, I want her to be forced to rest again. And if I use a Thunderbolt, that'll get her into an area where she is forced to use rest again. And so she goes for a nightshade, and I'm down at low health, and I'm just like, she's forced to use rest again. So I'm going to roost off that damage as she has to rest. And I'm going to get back up. Pretty good health. Back up to 267, and she will-o-wisps. And, you know, in a way I was kind of predicting that, but I was like, if I can force her to rest again, I'm going to be able to go back out to Umbreon anyway and just do work that way. But she withdraws Dusclops as I go to Medicham looking to finish it off with a Zen Headbutt, and she goes to her Whimsicott. And, you know, I'm not really 100% sure what I want to do here. I don't want to fake out because Dusclops might come back in. So I just straight up go for the Zen Headbutt, predicting that, and she just subs, and I miss. And I'm like, oh, great. So this turn my Zen Headbutt misses, and she misses her Leech Seed, so that makes up for it. And she's like, yeah, we're both getting screwed with hacks. So I was like, oh well, at least it's balanced out. So this turn I go for a Bullet Punch because I realize it's priority and it'll get past her sub, and I'm thinking it'll do more damage than that because I know Whimsicott isn't very bulky. And guess what? I don't even think it did enough to break a sub. She just got off a free Leech Seed, and now she's going to be able to Encore me back into that because she's going to go first due to Prankster unless I use Bullet Punch, in which case Encore is going to get me anyway. So I stay in and go for a Drain Punch just in case she does not Encore, but, you know, it's Sara. She's going to Encore. This is her Whimsy. She knows how to use it properly. So I get a crit, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty good. Maybe I can finish it off with a Bullet Punch now, and then it won't even matter. But then she got back up literally as far as she was. So I'm like, that's just not going to happen. So looking at how low Medichamp's health was, I'm like, I really want to wish to it. So since this is Umbreon, I do wish the first turn. And she goes for Taunt. But honestly, by this time I was thinking, well, you know what? A wish back to Medicham would be pretty predictable. She might be able to take advantage of that. So I was also thinking maybe I should wish to Torkoal. But I did not because of Taunt. So that allows her to get up a free sub, and she Leech Seeds, and I'm like, cool, Leech Seed all you want. I'm going to keep Rapid Spinning until you will have to go to Dusclops. Because once you're at Dusclops, I can go to Umbreon and start Wish Passing again. And, you know, we can restart this whole process with Zapdos getting you down to low health. I made a small mistake, so next time I'm not going to make it. And you're not going to get to set up with Whimsy so easily next time. So I just start Rapid Spinning, and she does not switch to Dusclops. So I was like, that's cool. I'm not sure why I'm not switching to Dusclops. But whatever. So she Encores my Rapid Spin, and I'm like, that's great. I don't plan on using anything besides Rapid Spin anyway. I can probably stall out the rest of your set with just Rapid Spin due to it having 64 PP. So I'm like, I'll sit here all day and just PP stall that because I've got nothing better to do. So I keep going for the Rapid Spin. Eventually, I will break her sub, and eventually I will get back up to full health thanks to lefties. So I literally just stay in here the whole time, and she taunts me. As it wears off, I guess not realizing that I just want to rapid spin. Sorry, like there's a break there, like in my talking. I kind of just got a weird idea. Like, why would you taunt and encore? Because you'd want to encore things that would be affected by taunt. But I don't know. It's unique and it worked for her, so I guess that works. So just gonna keep rapid spinning. This is very, very dull. Uh, Not a lot I can do here. Besides just keep rapid spinning. And she can't do anything really either. She's getting back up to full health. I'm getting back up to full health. So, you know, I'm really cool with this. That's fine. I can just take Whimsicott on later. So I keep going for the rapid spin. And she's getting more health. I'm getting more health. This is seriously, seriously boring. So she goes for an encore again, and I'm going to rapid spin. And I do believe it's at this point I decide, hey, since I broke her sub, I'm like, hey, I can go to Medicham and probably just Drain Punch and live even with lefties, or even with Life Orb and Leech Seed. I can probably live enough to, like, I can probably still gain health after that process. So I just go straight out to Medicham on that turn. That her sub is down since I know she's not going to be Leech Seeding that turn. And she switches that turn as well. And so I just go straight up for Zen Headbutt. And that takes care of Dusclops. And now she's going to send in Whimsicott, which is her last, or no, Umbreon. She's going to send in Umbreon. Not sure why she didn't send in Whimsicott, but I hadn't revealed Drain Punch until now, so I guess you can't really say that was a bad move because I hadn't revealed a fighting move yet. But anyway, it let me get near back up to full health due to Umbreon having a lot of HP. So now in comes Fluffy, her Whimsicott, and I'm just going to Drain Punch again. And I avoided the Leech Seed, which, you know, did work out in my favor. But like I said, if I couldn't win this battle with Medicham and I would have eventually lost, if I would have eventually lost again, I don't know. This is kind of hard stuff to predict. But even if I would have lost here, I could have just easily PP stalled with Torkoal and Umbreon together. If need be, I could have PP stalled. And so that would have gave me the win. So Leech Seed miss was a bit unfortunate, but you know, in the end, it just really sped up the game. So good game, Sarah. That was a fun battle. Very annoying, but that's what Whimsy does. So good game. See you guys all later. You guys should check out her channel. I'll leave a link in the description. See you later. Bye.